Greetings and welcome to this video on JavaScript interview questions and answers. My name is Michelle AI, and our focus today is on data types, a topic frequently discussed in front-end interviews. As we explore this subject, you will not only deepen your understanding of JavaScript, but also refine your skills for your next JavaScript interview. During the video, we'll pose a question for you to answer, followed by the correct response. We will give you 15 seconds to answer each question. Optionally, you can pause the video if you need more time. Although we will be focusing on interview responses, it's important to be familiar with the technical aspect of each topic. You can find detailed technical responses under the Data Types category on our website at hellojavascript.info. So, let's get started with the first question. In JavaScript, how many data types are there? Here is the interview response. JavaScript has 8 fundamental data types including the number, string, Boolean, BigInt, NULL, undefined, symbol, and object types. The first 7 are primitive data types, meaning their values can only contain one item, a string or a number, while objects can store data sets and more complex things. Now for the next question. Which operator determines the type of a particular value or argument in JavaScript? The interview response is: in JavaScript, the type of operator is used to determine the data type of a specific value or argument. It returns a string indicating the data type of the operand. Let's move on to the next question. Which kind of numbers are represented by the number type in JavaScript? Here is the correct answer to this question. The number type in JavaScript represents numeric data, including integers and floating point numbers. It also supports special numeric values such as infinity and nan. Here's the next question. What is the limitation of the number data type? The correct interview response is: in JavaScript, the limitation of the number type is that it can only represent numbers within a certain range, and it has limited precision when dealing with decimal fractions. This is the next question. How is a BigInt instantiated in JavaScript? The correct answer is: in JavaScript, a BigInt can be instantiated by appending n to the end of an integer literal or by calling the BigInt constructor with an integer, or a string representing an integer as its argument. Let's look at the next question. What are the 3 types of quotes that can be used to create a string representation of a value in JavaScript? This is the correct way to answer this question. In JavaScript, 3 types of quotes can be used to create a string representation of a value: single quotes, double quotes, and template literals. Now for the next question. What is the difference between double, single, and backtick quotes? The correct interview answer is: in JavaScript, double and single quotes are interchangeable and can be used to create string literals. Backtick or template literals allow embedding expressions and special characters. Let's move on to the next question. What are the two possible values of the Boolean data type? Here is the response to this interview question. The Boolean logical type in JavaScript has two values, true and false. It is commonly used for conditional statements, loops, and comparisons in programming. Here's the next question. What does the null data type represent in JavaScript? Here is the interview response. The null data type represents nothingness or empty, but is not equal to undefined. This is the next question. What does the undefined data type represent in JavaScript? The interview response is: in JavaScript, the undefined data type represents a variable or object property that has been declared but not assigned a value, or a function that has no return value. Let's look at the next question. What are the primitive data types in JavaScript? The correct interview response is: primitive data types in JavaScript include the number, string, Boolean, BigInt, null, undefined, and symbol types. Let's move on to the next question. What is the difference between null and undefined in JavaScript? The correct answer is: in JavaScript, null and undefined are two distinct data types that represent different types of non-values. Undefined represents a value that has not been defined or a variable that has not yet been assigned a value, while null represents a deliberate absence of a value. Let's move on to the next question. What does NaN stand for in JavaScript? This is the correct way to answer this question. In JavaScript, NaN stands for not a number and is a special value that represents the result of an invalid or undefined mathematical operation. Here's the next question. What is a BigInt in JavaScript? The correct interview answer is: BigInt is a JavaScript numeric data type that can represent integers of arbitrary length, allowing for precise calculations beyond the limitations of the number type. This is the next question. What is a symbol data type in JavaScript? Here is the response to this interview question. A symbol is a unique, immutable data type in JavaScript, used as an identifier for object properties, preventing name clashes and ensuring property privacy. Now, for the final question. What is the difference between a primitive and object data type in JavaScript? The interview response is: in JavaScript, a primitive is a basic data type that represents a single value, while an object is a complex structure that represents a collection of key-value pairs. We've now come to the end of this video on JavaScript data types. We hope that you found it to be informative and valuable. Be sure to join us for the next video, where we'll take a closer look at type conversions in JavaScript. Thank you for watching.